Hi everybody, I'm the Ganj Father, and I'm here with one question. How did League of Legends get so damn toxic? I've been a long time League of Legends player since 2010. I got silver in season 2. I never really cared for ranked. I've always got really turned off by competitive play because of how the community is. The community is not very nice and not very friendly towards people trying to learn the game. And so I'm here with the question, how did this happen? And why do other players think it's okay to treat people like this? Yeah, I started out in League of Legends as like a top player and support. One of the first champions I ever played was Alistar, and it was literally just sitting in the teen center with one of my buddies. He was on the Wi-Fi and had his laptop there with a whole mouse and everything, and he showed me how to play and walked me through how to play Alistar and even Rammus. So those are my first two like really fun die-hard characters that I had a lot of good memories with, and I actually just played them regularly throughout the season. I later learned how to play AD carry, I believe, with Ashe. Actually, was one of my first AD carry champions, but I always wanted to make it a point to learn Twitch later on, which I ended up. He's one of my main AD carries, as well as Ezreal. Back to my main point. How did League of Legends get so toxic? It is so crazy. I have made new accounts and told people I'm a newer player. It doesn't change. There's always a lane that's different. There's always somebody's a noob, somebody is this name or that name. Why do we do this? It doesn't make sense to me why you would put somebody else down for A, potentially having a bad game, or B, just being new to the game, period. Why are we flaming our fellow members of the community instead of just giving constructive criticism? Hey man, instead of going all the way out in lane alone, just try to stick with the team. And I always try to lead my team to victory and say, hey, I think we should be doing this more often, or trying to ping other players, not necessarily the spam pings, Nobody likes to hear that. I'll ping a couple times and say, hey, I prefer to play safe. And then, you get a usual fuck you, you're a noob, you don't know how to play the game, you're iron. Like, who cares? First of all, who cares if I'm an iron player? What's funny is that this is happening in ranked and the other person is also an iron player. So obviously my rank does not decide the flow of the game, and if you're in the same rank as me, you're in the same position. So where's your room to talk? I think toxicity in League of Legends is going way too far. What I want to do in the community is I want to be that change in the community that people see and go, hey, this person is a prime example of what they should be. Like, yes, okay, if I completely destroy somebody in bot lane as misfortune, of course I'm gonna be like, oh, this nerd got wrecked. But I'm not gonna freaking put it in all chat and say I'm better than you. No, at the end of the day, it's still gonna be GG, well played. Now, if somebody's being toxic to me, oh, you already know I got words with them. And I do it more for fun, and I more like play around with people, but at the same time, I still say GG, well played. I put funny comments in the all chat, like, oh, okay, apparently I disappeared, I didn't know you were there, kind of thing, So that's the role I really want to play in the community. And you know what's funny is that League of Legends is not the only game to get the brunt of this toxicity, okay? I experience it in Call of Duty, any game with some sort of competitive edge. Somebody is out there calling someone a nerd, a noob, in a very demeaning way. I don't think it's right, and I think going forward, the community should really take a look at themselves. Like, okay, whatever, this is probably a big meme sentence right here, but really, honestly, let's look at the facts, and let's look at how our actions could affect the next player, okay? The fact that the community is so toxic and is so disgusting is actually an off-putting factor of the game. Like, people aren't going to want to play a game where they're just constantly getting roasted and roasted and roasted. Like, it's really hard for me to play jungler right now because I can't do anything with a team that A, doesn't listen, and B, just calls me a freaking noob because the game isn't going how they want to. You're not going to win every single game. There is such thing as getting outplayed. These things happen. Also, it's not always the jungler's fault, okay? If you're trying to gank for bot lane, but bot lane is always pushed into the enemy turret, so I can't effectively come into the lane and make a difference because it's not in our favor, I'm not a noob if you go 0-4 because I can't do anything because you want to push the lane all the way up. And that's really rocking a hard place because I don't know what to tell people in that position. And I also don't know what else to do when I try to give that constructive criticism and all I get is pretty much the bird from bot lane. So, I think the League of Legends community really needs to take a look at themselves and assess what kind of member they want to be in the community. Like, do they really want to be known for just being toxic? Another thing that really bugs me, yes, people have bad games. It doesn't mean you need to report them for having a bad game. This is so ridiculous. Like, oh, bottom noob report. If your bottom laner, has, let's say your bottom laner is the first person that is selecting a champion, right? And they select the champion and the enemy team has their AD carry pick later in the role selection and they decide to counter pick and you get outplayed because that champion literally just counters you. There's nothing you can do about that. All you have to do is try to play accordingly and try to have a good game. I think Riot should honestly make a better effort to try to, like that. They have the honor system and that's cool, but they should honestly make a better effort at trying to fix the toxicity problem. Like literally rating somebody 1 out of 5 on their behavior in game, or having a negative option at the end of the game. You get to say, was this person a good leader? Were they friendly or something like, or were they tilt proof? You know what I'm saying? I think there should be a negative option. This person, you have the report button, but like literally right after that game, you should have it to, I wouldn't recommend this person play with other positive players. Or, just something to label that person is not very positive in the community. And it should show up in champion select if this person has a history of being negative or rude, period. I think that would be something going forward that would really help Riot, and it would really help out the League of Legends community. This toxicity is way too much of a problem. It needs to change, and I think players should focus on being more positive regardless of the situation. Because getting outplayed does not mean that person should get reported. Again, I'm the Ganj Father. I've played League of Legends since 2010, and I've had a blast. Ever since Karma was a new champion is when I started playing. I've been playing it kind of on and off I'm just now getting back into ranked, and I'm trying to climb the ladder. And I just find it very difficult when my teammates aren't with me in the mindset there. So yeah, so hopefully Riot will do something constructive and very conducive to the community about this. But till then, see you on the Rift, Summoners.